Hi. Hello. It's me, Aaron. Funny enough, because this is my channel. So I'm here to review RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 2. Now, um, if you've already seen my previous video on RuPaul's Drag Race, which was, I haven't filmed it yet, but it's going to go up before, talking about the Sherry Pie situation, then you will know that I'm basically, I'm not going to talk about her unless I have to, which is basically the stance that a lot of us have taken. However, I have a feeling that she might do well in this season, and I feel like, when she makes top 2, I kind of have to talk about her looks at least briefly, and I have to at least talk about performance briefly, because I have to talk about whether she deserves to be in the top 2, in my opinion. But I will try and, in those segments, just go through it as quickly as possible. If you want to know my feelings on the whole situation, then there should be a card. The queens from last episode leave a message saying we'd already had ourses, which I thought was a really good message. I wouldn't have thought of that because I'm not that clever. But then we have the rest of the queens. I know it's the second premiere, but like with season 6, just by circumstance, because these queens have entered second, it feels a little bit less important. You're like, like you're not the first 7, you're the second 6. Or second 5. I'll talk about entrances. We had, I want to see if I can remember which order they came in from. If not, I'll probably just alphabetical. So we had Rock'em Sakura, who I thought was really funny. I thought her entrance line is probably the most memorable of all of them this season. I thought it was interesting that 2 people, without even knowing, did the same like party and play joke. And I thought her look wasn't super unique or memorable. It was very much her. My mum said that she's when she walks in, she said, "Oh, it's Kimchi," but if Kimchi could walk, which did crack me up. And yeah, I liked her energy. I liked everything. I think he's also the cutest one as a boy out of the 13. He's real cute. Like, he's a lot more like muscly than I thought he'd be. I'm taken. Don't worry. I am. But I'm allowed to look. And I thought that the next person who went in was Dahlia Sin. And I watched her Dragula, so I think in one of my earlier videos, I think I deleted it or cut it out, but I called her Dahlia because in Dragula there's a queen called Dahlia Black. Huh. Anyway, yeah, Dahlia Sin, I don't see her being my favourite of the season. Not because I dislike her, because she has some funny moments in the episode. It's just her style isn't my favourite, and her personality isn't one that gels with me. Like, Rock'em Sakura, like in the first 10 seconds, is like, I know you. I like you. Dahlia seems nice. Dahlia does seem a lot nicer than I think her paint would suggest, because she does look a bit like a bitch. No, she looks like a lot of a bitch all the time. And I thought her entrance look was nice, but I feel like it lacked personality. And it's not just because it was like it's a cute little fashion, like, denim number. It's just because I was like, it is cute, it looks nice, but I don't get anything from it. Also, I feel like I'm starting to get sick of denim on drag queens. Like, I like denim for myself. I love wearing denim jeans. Cute little story time. I've like wore a pair of my brother's old jeans because I'm like running out of jeans because I wear them so much. And just at the one time I was like, oh, they don't look great. I'll wear them. And my friends were like, oh, I love your new jeans. And I was like, the one time I don't put effort into my jeans. Anyway, yeah, jeans on drag queens or denim on drag queens, I'm just starting to get a bit bored of. Like, I feel like there was the denim runway in season 10, and when you watched that runway, I was like, oh, really? There isn't, like, that already denimed me out. And then there was quite a lot of denim. There was a bit of denim in the reveal runway. Some of them wore denim. She Who Shall Not Be Named wore a lot of denim. Like, I'm just kind of sick of it. Look at my weird little like bun thing. That's so weird. I don't know. Just denim. I don't think denim's doing it for me. Drag denim. If you're gonna do drag denim, you really got to drag it out. So next in was as Massey calls her, was Okay, it suited her personality. It looked nice. Okay, moving on. Oh, and why did it have to be her? I want a hot dog real bad. I can't really do the impersonation. I think it's Jennifer Coolidge, but like, why? I've been waiting for someone to do that impersonation on Drag Race. Why did it have to be her? Then we had Jan, just Jan, and just that was really weird. Just Jan, you gotta really like put your hands out. I was like that. I look like I like my hands. Anyway, and I liked this look. It was kind of cute. I liked her. Let's play some basketball. I liked that. I liked that it had a bag. I liked the sequin. I liked the dress on its own was also real cute. And the hair. Wow, did the sun go out? I feel like it just got really dark in here. What's going on? Coming back? Yeah, I thought her hair really suited her. I think she seems to like those kind of hairs. Like, she seems to like a good half down, half up. Or she just likes a good up. Anything that's up, anything that has anything up. I don't think she doesn't seem to be much of like I'm going to have my hair down and flowing. Which is weird, because that's what she had in her promo look. And then we had Jada Essence Hall, the essence of beauty. And, I mean, she is the essence of beauty. I didn't love the dress, but it was like a nice colour, and I liked it on her. I liked the head wrap she had, and I liked the hair. Although I was just thinking about it, I was like, wow, that's quite high. The hair poking out was quite high. So if that was like a natural person's hair, it must be very, very long. But yeah, and she was like, oh, I'm serving woman, I know, I'm female impersonation, not drag queen. And I think that would give alarm bells. I'm like, oh no, we're just going to have someone who puts on, like, a tinted moisturiser and a bit of eyeliner and goes, I'm a woman. But I don't think she gives enough credit. She really, like, she paints, like... And although her looks might be generally a little bit more wearable than other drag queens, they're still, like, out there. Like, I don't think I've really seen... I don't think I can imagine any old person wearing that blue dress she wore to walk in with. And I thought she was quite funny when she was like, my turn. When she can't sing. Also, Jan's a great singer. Watch Jan's Jukebox. I think she was posting it on her social medias, and now she's started posting it on her YouTube channel. It's really good. And the last person to walk in, Aiden Zane. I feel like her catchline, her entrance line was the most, like... Not memorable, because I think Rockham's was more memorable, but the most kind of, like, traditional. Like, season 12 is about to get in Zane. Like, it felt like a good old, like, oh, it's a sort of pun. They seem to like a good, let's mention what season we're on. Come on, season 6. And yeah, I thought her outfit was okay. I think I got it was going to be weird and stuff, but wasn't a big fan. It was alright. Then we find out the main challenge is not the same as last week's, which I'm glad, because I was like, oh, I don't want to see another rap thing. It's instead a fussy number. And my boyfriend, who I don't think has watched the episode yet, will love this, because he loves Chicago, and he loves Fosse, and he loves Razzle Dazzle. And I think Jimmy Pink was saying, check out Jimmy Pink. She's my honorary... Well, she's like... Not my drag mother, she didn't put me in drag, but like I'm part of her house of Grease. If you people don't know who Jimmy Pink is, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but like... Jimmy Pink said that it seems that for the most part, like, they put a lot of the queens who are going to do well in like a Fosse musical theatre number in this group, because I think Jan... I've blatantly stolen that from Matty Rance, but I've name dropped him, so I'm just going to keep it. No, Jan and Rockham all had like Rockham didn't seem confident in it, but then also did seem to know a lot about it, so I think that might just be part of her inner saboteur. Oh my god, there's a piece of wood in me. And I feel like Aiden Zane is more suited for a big personality Fosse number than like a rap number. So yeah, and I think there was no, apart from maybe Dahlia, who maybe would have preferred doing the rap number. But, you know, can't all win. Which does also mean that them not having Nicki Minaj as a guest judge also makes a bit more sense, because it's a bit, you know, Nicki Minaj is a rapper, so it makes sense to judge a rap challenge. So having this, where apart from Jan, they all just talked it basically. There wasn't really any singing. You know, I get why they're probably like, oh, it doesn't matter as much that Nicki Minaj isn't a judge. To be fair though, in season 6, no one talks about. I know that was before the big. Oh, we always have to have a big guest judge for the first episode. But like half the girls got to beat Adam Lambert, half of them didn't. Oh, but before we even get to the Fosse number, mini challenge, completely forgot. I'm going to try and speed run through this because my first Drag Race review was 45 minutes after I recorded it, and I'm trying to see if I can get this done in half an hour. So, spring and fall. Rock'em Sakura, I liked her spring look, and I did like her fall look, but me and my mum, I watched it once with my mum, so I've seen it twice. It got like the colour scheme wasn't very fall, it was a lot more spring. And if you did look at it, you could see the felt wasn't always the most neatly cut, which is probably because it was felt, which isn't the easiest material to work with. I know I had to do it in textiles back in high school. I don't want to have those flashbacks. I liked her spring look. I liked it was painted. That reminds me, why were there so many more people at this fashion show this time? Last time you had the main 3 judges, and then you had Kimora Black and Mayhem Miller. That was it. This time you had the main 3 judges, and Zoldy, who designs Ru's costumes, if you didn't know, and Mayhem Miller again, and Sonique, and Kimchi. I was just like, oh, apparently there was more people available this day of filming. Also, I like that Mayhem Miller is just like, yeah, I'm going to be in every episode of season 12. Just going to appear every episode. Pardon me. Next queen, Dahlia Sin. Spring look was clean. It was just clean. It was good looking. The orange hair, it wasn't red. The orange hair was so good with it. I just thought it was excellent. Orange and green is actually a really nice colour combination. If you do like neon green and like a really bright orange, it's a really good colour combination. And then her fall look was one of the things, I didn't necessarily like it, but I thought it was fashion. I was like, oh, this is like weird fashion that you would see on a runway that people would make fun of on Twitter for a couple of weeks. Like those weird pants. Have you seen those? I think I mentioned them in the last episode. Those weird pants that are like Baymax feet. It's real weird. Then we had I forgot what order they went in, so I'm just going to say them in the next one I think of. I don't know, Jan. Her spring look was quite nice from at the skirt up, but the skirt should have been longer, and me and my mum agreed. Were they gladiator sandals? That's what they look like. Those gladiator sandals were a travesty in this look. I'm not a fan of gladiator sandals at the best of times, and especially not the ones she was wearing, because they were like, there weren't many straps on them. I think if you're going to have a gladiator sandal, strap it up, you know. But, like, it just didn't work. And I do think the top was a bit bare. But, like, from the skirt up, I was a bit like, oh, it looks nice. And I saw the shoes, and I was like, oh, that ruins it. It ruins the whole look, to be honest. But her fall look, I didn't like the dress. Mum liked the dress, and everyone else I think seemed to like the dress online. I didn't like the dress, but I thought the coat was nice, and overall it still was a really good look. And my mum pointed out, like, she transformed when she has a new look. Like, the hair was real good. Like, you wouldn't necessarily know it's the same queen. And I liked the crocodile. It was like a way of being like, I'm a crocodile without literally dressing up as a crocodile. Jada, Essence Hall, Pink and Smith. Spring look was nice, but Mum, I think it mentioned my mum. Mum had a lot of things to say about the fashion. If you take away those cutouts, she said that looked like a dress from the 80s, and I could see that even with the hair. Like, it wasn't really fashion. It wasn't a bad look, it just wasn't for a fashion runway. On the other side of the scale, her fall look was really good. Like, you could see a celebrity going out in Paris, knowing there's going to be paparazzi around and going, I'm going to look my damn best for those paparazzi shots. Like, it was just really nice. And it was a light colour, but it was still very much full. And she really sold it. She had so much elegance. Oh, my feet are already dead, and we're only just started. I'm going to try and put my feet under this chair that's holding the phone up. Without. Oh my god, that's not comfortable at all. I'm just going to let them go dead, I don't care. Right, so that's... No, that isn't that over with. I've missed out 2 people. Oh, I thought both of her looks were okay. I prefer the first one, and they were like, fine. I didn't think the second one was particularly fashion. I didn't think the first one was particularly spring. Anyway, and then Ain Zane, god damn it, she wore that wig so much this episode. It really bothered me, because it really comes off as lazy when you can't be bothered to change your wig. Like, Sasha Velour wore a couple repeat wigs, and it started to get a bit boring toward the end. But, like, in one episode, I know you have 5 looks, but you wore the same wig for 4 of the looks. And it was the first 4 as well. And the first one was a bit simple, but I got the, the April showers kind of idea. It was all right. It was definitely fashion. And the second one, I actually quite liked in like an ugly way. And again, it was very fashion. I loved the way she did the shoes. She did have a bit of meaty tuck, and I do think it could have been a bit more, because it was just like her undergarment basically, and a bit of a poncho. And also she can't walk, so I'm hoping she can fix that. The rehearsal, not much really happened of importance apart from the fact that, again, they couldn't decide who was going to actually be in charge of this. Because Rockham was meant to be the choreographer, but she didn't seem to make any of the decisions, because then it just became about what Shipper wanted, and then Jada was like, well, I want this, and then it just basically became Sherry versus Jada. And to be fair, they consider, and if you do look at the choreography, they definitely had, in general, I think the background people had less choreography than the last group did. But it didn't turn out that bad. And also they had this bit where they had this whole thing about walking on, but then the final thing, they were on chairs. So I'm not sure... Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. It's like when they did the Trump the Rusical challenge in season 11, and they did all this group choreography, and then the final thing, none of that was in it. And you're like, what was the point then? Mirror moment, we just had Rockham. And if this was a regular episode where someone got eliminated, I'd be like, Rockham's going home. But it was real. It was really sad. And it felt a bit more real, because sometimes it feels like they're being prod by the producers, but this time, because I think talking about addiction is bad enough, but your own mother telling you that you're the reason that they're addicted to meth, I think it sounds heartbreaking, and that's something and that's not even because I have no idea what that's like. So I can't really begin to understand what that would feel for a person. And I'm hoping that maybe this season Rockham will be able to get over it, because I think especially in group challenges, it's going to hinder her, because anything that goes wrong, she is going to feel responsible for, which is going to send her spiraling. I think if you watch Untucked and everything, I think by the end of the episode she did seem to sort of get back back on the horse. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. What fingers crossed for? I'm fingers crossed that she will not let that get in her way. So we get to the performance, and Aiden does really well. There was a lot of shade about, have you got acting training? But you don't need to be trained to be an actor. Sometimes people are naturally good at acting. And she really gave the facial expression. She gave the voice. It felt unique. I feel like everyone's just going to put in the same box as Evie and Sasha, because she's the weird one. But I feel like it was its own unique brand of ooky spooky. Oh yeah, there'll probably also be Sharon Needle comparisons, because God forbid 2 queens use the same descriptor for themselves and are actually seen as different people. This is a bit of a weird position for me, but it's the only way I can stop my leg from going dead. Then we had Dahlia, who was alright. I didn't like her outfit, for some reason. I didn't like the hair and the dress. I don't think it went together. It didn't make a cohesive look. And I thought her verse was okay. And Michelle Visage made the good point that, like, everything she said, she was then like, so is this true? And she was like, well, not really. So her verse is basically just things she thought of. This will put my laptop in shot. It's just things she thought of rather than things that are actually true about her. I have pins and needles now. And then we, every time I talk, it hurts more. Jada, that was it. It was Jada next. It was quite really good. I liked her outfit. I liked her confidence. I liked the way she spoke her verse. And I thought, considering she was like really worried about being ill prepared. In the end, I was like, you seemed probably the most confident of them all, apart from Jan, who's next, because the only critique I can give Jan is it does feel like she is trying to show off everything she can. It comes off almost desperate. Like, she's trying to shove all of her talents into this one performance. Which is quite... It's like... It's a good critique to have. Like, you're too talented. But it did feel a bit crazy. But her singing was really good. Her dance, she did have good dancing. I liked her lyrics. We have no choice but to stand. I liked that. And I actually quite liked her look. It wasn't too over the top, but I liked it. It fit. Then we had Rockham. And biggest injustice of the episode, I'm honestly a little upset about it. So, hers was one of my favourite verses. It was so full of personality. And then they complained about a fart joke, and I'm like, you wanted them to show who they were. And she literally says, that's who I am. That's the stupid humour I enjoy. What else did you want? If I was Rockham, I'd be really, like, annoyed. I'd be like, you wanted to know who I was, and you're complaining about the fart joke. So basically what you're saying is you're complaining about my personality, because those are the jokes I find funny. I would be really upset about that. And I really like Michelle, but sometimes things she says, I don't agree with it. And I don't know, I just think that was real petty, and I feel like she could have been like, oh, okay, I get it, just, you know, maybe in future times, you know, rely, but it's she was like, on the first episode, I'm like, what did you want? Like, she didn't get much, her performance was good, excuse me, like, and I like the direct reference to Chicago with, what do you call it, the 23 Skadoodle, like, the accent, the bit about the white eyeliner being unable to make a deep personal connection, I thought it was really funny. And I'm hoping that she's not that queen. And when I say that queen, I mean every season there's usually a queen that the judges, just for some reason, do not want to give praise to. They want to overlook. They don't want to give any wins to. Like, and all the fans are like, or the majority of the fans are like, what are you doing? There's clearly, this queen is clearly talented. And, you know, this is upsetting. I feel like maybe a Pandora. Oh, I'm now facing that way. Because, my legs really hurt. And then we had Shpert, who did okay, but she did good, but I just didn't get what all the hype was about. I don't think it's the bias of, like, what happened. I just was like, oh, like, she didn't do bad, but I don't think she was the best. I don't think she was the best by quite a mile, actually. So we have the runway, which was Tool, so I was correct last episode. When I said the runway would probably be Tool. Which won't be in the review because I still haven't edited my episode 1 review, and that's now going to come out after the second episode. So the runway was Tool, and that was a good runway theme in my opinion. We got some really cool looks. I think in general they were a bit more impressive than the looks we got for the Sparkle runway. So we start off with Aiden, who really stepped outside the box for her and wore like a really feminine, like, purple hair. And the silhouette was quite classic, but it was just in this, you know, acid green colour, which really worked for it. Her makeup, I'm starting to get a bit bored of it already because, like, I'm pretty sure the actual colour of the eyeshadow was very similar to the one she wore throughout the episode. The only thing that she really changed was the lip colour. And I'm hoping that she actually does change, like, the rest, otherwise that'd be very boring. Then again, no one clocks Sasha Velour for wearing the exact same lip, like, every episode, so... Then we had Dahlia Sin, who... well, it wasn't a wow, it was a again, it was quite 80s, a lot of 80s in this episode. Like a sort of 80s performance number, maybe, for, like, a MTV Awards, I don't know. But it looked nice. That's it. It just looked nice. It looked nice on her. Then we had Jada Essence Hall, who I thought looked beautiful. Again, her shoulders were gorgeous. The dress was lovely colour. The shape of it was lovely. Like the hair, it was all a cohesive look. Then you had Jan. Didn't like the outfit, but I appreciated the reference and the joke. I appreciate the whole tool thing. It's just from a visual perspective, I was like, I don't like how this looks. But I would, if I was like tooting or booting, I would probably still toot it, because the reference is so clever and it's so out of the box and it's so amusing as a concept. Like, that sort of overrules the fact that I don't actually like how it looks. Rakam Sakura, who, again, Ross Matthews, I don't get what you were saying. Like, obviously, I'm not saying your opinion is wrong. I only say that ironically as a joke. I don't obviously believe anyone's opinion is wrong, unless there's concrete fact they argue against. But I just didn't see the thing of it has no shape. When she's walking, you could literally see her waist. And I just thought it was, I don't know, I feel like they're like, oh, sometimes they're like, oh, it's too over the top. Like, it wasn't really, it was just big. It was just a big outfit. Like, and I liked that it was, you know, all the colours. I liked in the workroom how they're like, oh, we've all got a different colour, and Rockham has just got every colour. And I liked the wig. I liked the makeup apart from the lip. And when she like redid her look for like Instagram and socials, I'm assuming she did it more recently, I preferred the more pink lip she went with than the sort of weird grey, muddy rainbow thing she did. But I still really liked it. Really enjoyed it. Good luck. Then we had, finally, Shipper, who I thought it was good. Yeah. The critiques are like, whatever. Look, if this is, unlike the last episode, where I think it would have been really difficult to pick a bottom two, if this had been a regular episode, it's pretty obvious they would have chosen Dahlia and Rockham. And to this number, who would have gone home to this number? Rockham. Oh, your girlfriend. I think I actually would have seen Rockham taking this over than Dahlia, and I also think, you know, they talked a lot how Dahlia, like, when she's like put off, you can see it in her face, and it kind of ruins her for the rest of the night, or the rest of the performance, whatever she's doing. Throughout the rest of that activity, she has that on her face. I think she would have been really thrown about going home first, possibly, especially having to live up to Aja, who didn't do amazing on season 9, to be fair, but, you know, did good stuff on All Stars 3, and generally has a big reputation, I think, in the fandom. And I think Rockham would have been able to, like, do it better, personally. But yes, we got Jada and Shipper, and I thought it was incorrect. I think it should have been Jada and, I would have had Jada and Jan, or Jada and Rockham, but obviously because they didn't like Rockham nearly as much as I did, I would have gone with Jada and Jan. But then I think it also does play a little bit into the narrative of that episode of Jada versus Shipper, to then have them battle at the end. Although they seem to be good sports, so I don't think they seem to have any bad blood. And Jada won it. Without a doubt, Jada won it. It was also, I'd never heard this song before by Robin, but it was a really good song, really enjoyed it. Also, Robin and Tandy Newton were the guest judges. Robin didn't talk nearly as much as Tandy did, which is weird, because I feel like usually when there's two judges, there's one who's a bit more important than the other. Like, there's one who's a bit more sort of like, oh, big celebrity name. So I was surprised that Robin was the one who sort of took a bit of a back seat, and then Tandy Newton, who was also a great judge though, and Tandy Newton was talking about Dahlia, about being hemmed in by your aesthetic value. I was like, wow, I've got a little seminar going on here. Yeah, they were great judges, and it was a great lip sync song, and I liked the ending of the episode. I thought the coordinated meh from the other girls was real petty, but it was also really funny. Hi, hope you enjoyed. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you have a great day, although I'll probably be posting this in the evening. Hope you have a great evening. Hope you have a nice sleep. Hope you live your life.